One of the things that I saw on your social media post, which really, really just inspired the hell out of me, was what you
Sure.
mentioned about service leadership.
Yep.
Okay, you mentioned about the four H's. I hope that you can
Yep.
actually expand on that.
Yep.
What touched me the most is how you serve. I'm not sure is it serve through value, or can you please elaborate on this? The four H.
So, again, if you think about it, the four H that I shared, it's really comprises of hunger, humility, honor, and heart, right? These are the four sets. These are probably the sets of 4H, I call it, in the company whereby we look to hire, we look to even fire, we even look into promoting or even demoting, right? It's all based on these 4H, right? Just a bit of background. So I grew up in a household whereby my mom is a teacher and I do not have.
Can I ask very quickly, is
Yep.
four H an actual concept or something you came up with?
It's actually a concept, a values sort of system, again, backed by my faith and someone that I look up to who actually practice those values. And I
Mhm.
say, hey, how can I be that sort of someone? How can I be that? How can I be as humble as he is, right? How can I imitate him? How can I sort of like bring that in and live by that words? So again, a bit of context about my background. So I grew up in I would say kind of mid to low, um, kind of mid to low household, whereby my mom is a teacher, my mom is a lecturer. Kind of like, hey, you know what, you gotta come back and sort of do your homework. So she was busy all the time. So at times that she had to take up like 2 jobs or 3 jobs to kind of like feed us, to kind of like take care of me and my siblings. So at that very moment, I knew that being the elder son, that's where I need to help her to sort of like take care of the family, to take care of my younger sister, right? So that sort of servant leadership is really coming from a background of becoming an elder brother who say, hey, look, you know what? I need to take care of this family. How do I again help my younger sister? How do I again help my mother to sort of take care of the households and things like that. So I think it's really coming from that. And as I grew up and as I venture into entrepreneurship or even get into the world of startups or business or even corporates, right? I realized that there are a lot of different types of leaderships. But again, what resonated with me the most, I would say, servant leadership is really about the ability to go down to the ground and say, hey, look, I serve you, I help you, right? Roll your sleeve, get down to the ground, get your hands dirty, to do the work together with your co-workers, with your colleagues and stuff like that. But again, there's this very famous Japanese phrase, it's called Genshi Genbutsu, which means go out there, go down to the ground and see by yourself. So that's again an element of servant leadership. How do you actually go down to the ground and say, hey, look, can I help you with this? Imagine if you run a restaurant, right? Do you go to the kitchen and say, hey, look, chef, what can I help you with? Or is there any processes or if there anything that I can help you with? Or you go down to the floor whereby you are probably going to help your colleagues or the waitress or the waiter or the attendees. You're going like, hey, look, what's going on here? How can we improve our service? How can we improve our food and all that? So it's kind of like really go down to the ground, humble yourself and work, and get things done.
Amazing. And so can we go again? So H, the first H will be
So the first H should be humility, right?
unity.
The second will be hunger, and the third one will be honor and heart. Okay, let me elaborate on that if you may, right? If I may.
Sure,
So
please.
again, if you think about hunger,
Mm,
and you think about hunger in the sense that whereby you come and work, you come and kind of like champion the mission. You kind of need to think about where's your hunger. Do you feel hungry enough to go and like go out there and like do your very best, go out there and serve? Do you have that sort of hunger whereby regardless of your background, regardless of your race, regardless of your status, right? Do you have the hunger? And At the same time, inspire others and say, hey, look, you know what, we're gonna do this. Do we want to do this? Right? It's kind of like a team sports, I would say, or maybe rather more like it's kind of like the teamwork all together, adding together, and be that hungry to win. To other people, it may be, this guy is nuts. Those exuberant energy that drive you. But to some of us, it may be kind of normal. But to them, it's kind of insane. Like, why are you so hungry, right? So that leads down to, again, when you feel hungry, when you are hunger, right? Again, it leads down to the second H, right, which is humility. But when you are hunger, are you humble enough to say, hey, Jess, I'm sorry, I'm not that smart enough. I made a mistake. Like, again, regardless of your status, you could be the CEO of the company, you probably could be saying sorry to your interns, right? Your interns may be right? But at this very moment, you are wrong. But again, are you humble enough to say, hey, I'm sorry? Are you humble enough to get off your high horse, go to the ground and work, roll your sleeves? So it's really that sort of humility. And again, servant leadership requires tons of humility, right? Again, if you look at my faith, Jesus Christ knelt down and washed your feet, right? So again, to me, it's really that. Are we humble enough to serve? And whenever we think about success, you always think about, can we serve more? It's never about, can we get more? It's really about, can we give more, right? And again, that leads to the third H, which is honor. Right now, Jess, do you honor your words? Do you honor what you say you'll do? Do you honor your colleagues? Do you honor your boss? So it's really about honoring your words. It's really about honoring each other. It's really about keeping your promises. It's really about honoring. So honoring, it's such a overlooked word that people no longer kind of like look at it anymore, right? Because the world has transformed, has gone through to an extent whereby capitalism takes place. Things are pretty much very transactional. But again, honor is beyond that. Honor is not about possession. Honor is not about being dominant or try to dominate one another, but it's really trying to about to do or to appreciate one another. Do I honor you as a person, right? And that again lead to the last H, which is one of the most vital one that kind of bring all these 4H together, which is again your heart. When you serve, what is the posture of your heart? When you humble down yourself, what is the posture of your heart? Do you really humble down yourself, or you act like one, right? I always tell my interns or my colleagues, in fact, I said, look, if you are here to work just to fulfill your criteria of like, hey, look, I'm just being intern. I want to get my cert. I want to complete my degree. That's it. And that's a wrong whole posture of your heart. Because again, posture. Yep. So it's really about the posture of your heart. Whether are you here to learn? Are you here to work? Right? But again, if you come and one of these days, if you come and join us in our company, part of the culture is really serving one another. So it's really about the heart to serve.